Alright guys, how's it going today? I want to do a little video on One Piece, my personal second favorite episode, anime. See, earlier today I had to do something that involved me looking up quotes, and I was just like, well, what is quote? What show do I like that has the best quotes? And I remember how amazing One Piece quotes were, but then I couldn't remember any One Piece quotes. So, being me, I went on to the YouTubes and I decided to look up some One Piece quotes. I typed in, memorable One Piece quotes, and I only found like two videos that were an actual compilation. There was almost none that were like an actual compilation of them. So, I'm gonna do this video. It's not really a compilation of the quotes themselves because that would take me a long time. And unlike the one or two people that did make one of those videos, am lazy. So instead, we're gonna do this website. This is on my anime list. It's 25 memorable One Piece quotes. And I'm gonna talk about the quotes a little bit. I'm not just gonna like say them and then continue. First up, we got from Monkey D. Luffy. Uh, I love heroes, but I do not want to be one. Do you even know what a hero is? For example, you have some meat. Pirates will feast on the meat, but a hero will distribute the meat among the people. I want to eat the meat. And this really, when this quote came about, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I think it was early Grand Line. It might have probably I think it was like Alabasta arc. And they were like considering him a hero. He's like, I don't want to be a hero. I don't want to be known throughout your village. I am a pirate. I want to be the bad guy, technically speaking. His whole thing is like, I'm just a good person. I'm not a hero, though. I do what's good for me and my friends. If you want something from me, I might help you, but don't expect it. That's not something you should expect from me. And that's kind of the reason that I always related to early One Piece Luffy is the entire time it's like he's doing things because he wants to. Does he help people out? Yes, but that's because what he wants to do. It's not like he's out here like I am the righteous. I'm the 17th Hokage. No, he's just like you know, this guy's in some trouble. Yeah, I'll help him out. He seems cool. Uh, but that's really all Luffy was beginning of One Piece. Next up, we got don't ever think any don't ever think there is a perfect society made by humans. I messed that up. Don't ever think there's a perfect society made by humans. If you think that way, you'll overlook the enemy. Don't be fooled by appearances. That's by Smoker, and that's a pretty smart line. I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 and a half. You know, just because you're a part of like the police system or whatever, don't think that every single cop you find is all of a sudden going to be great because say, the cops that you personally know are great. The whole thing is just the society may be built up as one of the best, but that doesn't mean every single part of that society is amazing. Just because, you and your group of friends has the most money or the super coolest, like everyone loves you, doesn't mean that if you get someone else to join your group of friends, that person's going to be just as cool as the rest of them are. Next up, we got Roronoa Zoro. He kind of has the most amount of quotes that I've seen so far because I read another one that had a whole bunch of quotes, and Roronoa Zoro had like 15. He has a lot of quotes. I fucking love Roronoa Zoro. He's like my favorite, second favorite character in the show. If I can't protect my captain's dream, then whatever ambition I have is nothing but talk. Luffy must be the man who becomes the king of the pirates or pirate king. And this really shows Zoro's loyalty to the team. Even though he wants to become king of the pirates, he understands that like he's still under his captain. So if his captain isn't seen as someone who's above most people, no one's really gonna see him as king of the pirate. I mean, as the best swordsman in the world. Because, like, well, yeah, he's a pretty good swordsman, but, like, I don't know, Whitebeard's crew had a swordsman, and they were pretty high ranked, and Whitebeard's pretty dope, so realistically speaking, it's probably Whitebeard's swordsman that has the best swordsman. It has to be like, oh no, Monkey D. Luffy is so big, so anyone underneath him has to be around his level. So of course, his second in command is going to end up being the best swordsman ever. And that's just another thing that, like, just shows Roronozo's greatness. Next up is Porcus D. Ace. Old man, everyone, and you, Luffy, even though I've been good for nothing my whole life, even though I have the blood of a demon within me, you guys still love me. Thank you so much. This is a terrible quote. It should not be here, because there's nothing really to glean from it. It's just something he said, a little bit before his death. It was nice, but that's not a quotable. You don't go to someone else and just be like, old man Luffy, you guys have been so great, even though I'm a demon. Like, it's dumb. Terrible quote. You can glean something from it. It's like, oh, even though I have the blood and demon in me, whatever, to be like, oh, you should be nice to people even if their family's complete garbage. That's not incorrect, but it's just stupid. Next up, from Eustace Captain Kidd. Compared to the righteous greed of the rulers, the criminals of the world seem much more honorable. When scum rules the world, only more scum is born. This is true, and especially true for the One Piece world. The government in the One Piece world is corrupt, they're bad, they're, like, constantly doing things that most people would be like, alright, calm all the way down, that's fudged up. So of course, the evil people in that world are going to be way worse than that. So Eustace Kidd is like, yeah, I might be a bad guy, but I'm just what I was created by from the world that we live in right now. The top of the top are shitty people, so of course I'm gonna be created to be shitty. From Don Quixote do Flamingo, so most people's favorite warlord. Pirates are evil, Marines are righteous. Justice will prevail, you say. But of course it will. Whoever wins the war becomes justice. And this is kind of a play off of the phrase, history is determined by the victors. It's kind of a play off of that, because just like, if the pirates ruled the world, the pirates aren't going to be seen as evil. They're going to be seen as the good guys. If the Marines rule the world, it's the same thing, but the other way around. So what Doflamingo's saying here is just like, it doesn't really matter who's actually evil and who's actually good. Whoever succeeds is who is good or evil. And it's just another way to show Doflamingo's insanity, because that man sucks. I fudging hate Doflamingo. Not as a character. As a character, he's pretty good. But he's the worst. I hate him. When do you think people die? When they're shot through the heart by the bullet of a pistol? No. When they're ravaged by an incurable disease? No. It's when they're forgotten. This is also a semi-common phrase. It's just like, oh, you're not dead just because you died. As long as that person is in your heart, they're still alive. That kind of stuff. I was like Dr. Hirulook. I feel like we should get more flashbacks of him because he's pretty dope. I don't really have too much to say about this though. It's just a kind of a play on a common phrase. It's pretty nice. You can spill drinks on me, even spit on me, and I'll just laugh about it. But if you dare hurt my friends, I won't forgive you. This is one of my favorite quotes from anything ever. This quote is up there with now that you've pulled out your pistol, are you gonna shoot it? Like that quote is like same level, because it perfectly encapsulates most on how people, in my opinion, should think of things. It's like, yeah, he may have, stepped on my shoe on purpose. He may have, done something cosmetically messed up, like, oh, he called me a stupid head tomato nose. Um, but it doesn't really matter as long as my ideals and my friends aren't being attacked. But once you say something bad about my friends, or once you hurt my friends, then we have a problem. Then I'm gonna bring out the big guns. That's by Red Hair Shanks. I don't know why they just put Shanks. The government says your existence is a crime, but no matter what kind of weapon you may hold, just being alive isn't a sin. There's no crime in living. This is another quote from my actual favorite character, pre-time skip Frankie. Now, I know what you might be saying. What, do you mean just Frankie? No, pre-time skip specifically. Post-time skip, Frankie is kind of boring and the worst. But pre-time skip, he's a boss, man. I love him. And this is just a great saying. It's just like, he may have, because this is, I think, referring to Tom, he may have created the Oro Jackson, but he's being punished for just being alive. And in his eyes, wait, no, this actually wasn't pointed towards Tom. I think it was pointed towards another Straw Hat. It's basically just, you may have evil or weapons or some sort of thing, but the crime that they're accusing you of is just being alive. Maybe it was towards Nico Robin. It was just like, oh, you may be considered the devil child, but that isn't your fault. That's just because you know something that you're not supposed to know. That's just a dumb philosophy. And so I like the way that he talks about it. It's like, yeah, no, that's just dumb. Being alive isn't a sin. Even though technically it is a sin, since you're born into sin, but that's Christianity. Next up is Also Stupid by Edward Whitebeard Newgate. The One Piece is real. That's not quotable. That's not something you just say to people. Like, if someone's sad or something, you don't just go up to them and say, hey, the One Piece is real. That they don't care. It's not some sort of special power. He has the ability to make allies with everyone he meets, and that's the most fearsome ability on the high seas. Now, but besides the high C section, this is a pretty good quote. You're just like, it doesn't really matter how strong you are. Well, it does, but the true strongest people in the world aren't those who can punch through a brick wall or who can leap over skyscrapers. The strongest people in the world are those who can get a bunch of people to come together. Because if you're one person and you can get a group of 10 people who are, I don't know, strong enough to punch through drywall, and you can get like 20 of those people, and you can somehow get them all to unite, you're going to take down any one person who can punch through a brick wall. You guys are easily going to bulldozer them. Next up, I Want to Live by Nico Robin. Not quotable, it's stupid. Also, I forgot to say, this is Dracula Mihawk. Maybe nothing in this world happens by accident, as everything happens for a reason. Our destiny slowly takes form. That's a decent quote. I don't really have too much to say about it. It's by Silvers Rayleigh. Just like, it's another thing like people try to say is like, oh, there are no accidents. That's just another saying that a lot of people say. It's a pretty good one though. Food is a gift from God. Spices are a gift from the devil. To look at, it looks like it was a bit too spicy for you. Decent quote. I am, for some reason my brain's kind of drawing a blank, but it's basically you know, it's just Sanji being a badass. I have nothing to say about it. I love Sanji. Also, it's Sanji Vinsmoke. I don't know how old this is. If like maybe they don't know that he's a Vinsmoke yet, but yeah. I don't care now. I wanted to look like a human because I wanted friends. Now I want to be a monster who's helpful to Luffy. This was a great quote from Chopper. I fudging loved this. Because in the beginning, Chopper was always trying to fit in with somebody. Chopper wanted to be something people can look at and be like, yeah, they have similarities to me. He wanted to be accepted by everyone. But then Luffy came up and accepted him because he is unacceptable, because he's a monster, because he's someone who everyone is scared of. That's why Luffy liked him. And that's one of the reasons that I love Tony Chopper. Um, and I just love this quote so much because now it's like he doesn't care about looking like a human. He doesn't care about looking like a reindeer. He wants to be the monster that Luffy has on his side. He wants to be the monster that Luffy respects. He wants to be able to destroy people for Luffy's sake. That's why I just love Chopper. He's just a great character. Miracles only happen to those who never give up by Ivankov Emporio. Actually, I think it's the other way around. I think it's supposed to be Emporio Ivankov. I don't know why they have it that way. Stupid. This is also a great quote, and it's 100% true. You can't expect things to happen unless you put the effort in. Good things really only happen to people who try. Stop counting only those things you have lost. What is gone is gone. So ask yourself, what is there that still remains of you? Jinbei. Mwah, mwah. Gorgeous, amazing quotable. It's 100% true. It's like, no matter what you lost in life, you can't get those things back. There are some things you can get back, but if it's truly gone, there's nothing you can get back from it. And yes, it is difficult to let go of, but you have to let go of it to move on. You have to think about, well, what do I still have? What can I still do? Not, oh, what did I lose? What did I lose? And how can I get it back? If you want to protect something, do it right. Don't let them get in their way anymore. I don't really know what this means. Crocodile's a cool villain though. One of my favorites. The royalty and nobles are behind the fire. Believe me, this is dumb. I love Sabo though. There comes a time in a man's life when he has to stand and fight. That time is when his friends' dreams are being laughed at, and I won't let you laugh at that. Great Usopp line. It goes back to that earlier one where I only get mad if you mess with my friends. That's when a man needs to step up. Love God Usopp. To true friendship, how long you've known each other. Other means nothing. What? How long you've known each other means nothing. 100% agree. Bon Clay is actually my favorite character after pre-time skip. Actually, my favorite character after Roronoa Zoro pre-time skip and Frankie pre-time skip. Then it's Bon Clay. Amazing character. Love you, man. So sad that you got stuck in Impel Down. When the world shoves you around, just stand up and shove it back. It's not like someone's gonna save you if you start If you start babbling excuses. That is true. That's 100% fact. The world is going to beat you. The world is going to throw you to the ground. The world is going to treat you like trash. The only thing you can do is get back up and punch the world in its stupid fudging face. You remember that scene where Luffy punched a celestial dragon? Imagine you're Luffy, the celestial dragon's holding a gun at you. You just punch the world in the face, bro. People's dreams never end. Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily true. If you die, your dream ends unless you were able to pass that dream onto someone else. If you were able to take that raw emotion you have within yourself and and give it to someone else, have that person have those same ideals in their heart, then you're right. Your dreams never end. If you kill yourself, I'll kill you. I don't even know what to say about this, so I'm just gonna keep going. By the way, I love Roronoa Zoro. Also, the last one was Marshall D. Teach. If you, I don't want to live 1,000 years. If I live through the day, that'll be enough. That is good advice for people that are like struggling or barely have any food. Like people that want to think long term but do not have really the resources to start thinking long term. It's like fudge what's gonna happen 5 years down the line. Right now, I'm just trying to make it to tomorrow. Um, it's a very oh it's a very YOLO type of way of thinking. But that's all of them. That is the last one by Porcus D Ace. Um, all the 25 quotes. This is definitely every single quote inside of One Piece. There are no other quotes in the whole 900 something episodes. You can't correct me on that because I won't let you. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.